In today's tough business environment, you need more than just a great idea. You need a game plan. With celebrity business experts Kevin Harrington, widely known as the king of the infomercial, and Laura Betterly, an expert in mobile, internet, and social media marketing. Hosted by Vonabelle Sherman. With entrepreneur guests, Reentry180. Watch as up-and-coming and established entrepreneurs give their pitch to our celebrity experts and get their game plan to take their business to the next level.
Welcome to Game Plan, where the pros show the entrepreneurs how to take their businesses step by step to the next level. And our celebrity co-host is Kevin Harrington. You recognize him from Shark Tank, the original shark. He's an infomercial king. I'd like to welcome to the set.
Great
Hi.
to be here, Vonabelle. Thanks for having me. I hear we have some exciting products today, so
we really do.
I'm really looking forward to hearing how we can help these companies go to the next step.
Yeah. And our co-host as well is Laura Betterly. She is an internet marketing genius. She's also Google certified and an expert in mobile marketing. So welcome, Laura.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, nice to have you here.
Yeah, looking
We have
forward.
some great products that we're going to look at and talk about, and we'll get right to it. So, Jeffrey Russell is the founder of Reentry180, and we want to welcome him to Game Plan so we can take him to the next level as well. Welcome, Jeff. Hi.
Nice
Welcome
to
to
meet
Game Plan.
Nice to meet you.
Wow.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing? It's good to see you. Thank you.
Hi.
Okay, so you're the founder of Reentry. As my friend says, Kevin, elevator pitch.
All
Give us
right.
the elevator pitch. Come
All
on,
right.
Jeff.
So Reentry180 has been set up to service both offenders that are incarcerated and ex-offenders who have left prison, because there's a huge need for effective reentry in the United States. And that comes from the warehousing of prisoners.
Okay.
That started with mandatory minimum sentencing laws. It came from judges not having a choice of where people would go. So now they're in prison for
Right.
a long period of time,
Right.
and then they get out and they're thrown back with the bus ticket and the Greyhound ride.
And
back
transition
home.
is hard.
Transition's tough.
It's really hard. I've heard some stories,
Yeah.
and it's really hard.
Is this across all prisoners, male, female, et cetera?
It
Is there any
and
focus?
It is, and we've gone with the
Seniors, et cetera?
It's and that'll come up as well.
Okay.
Because we've gone with the ladies first, gentlemen second approach, because ladies do have a unique need, and we also feel like down the road that's a better group to focus on initially, although we'll expand. We have learned that they have nowhere to go that's concise in a one-stop shop, so to speak. No program that's truly designed to help them stop this cycle of crime in their lives.
You help
Yeah.
them get a job. Is that one of the
One of the last
things?
pillars of success
Right.
is meaningful employment,
Right.
not entry-level employment.
Okay.
And we
Right.
have an opportunity to start that process back in what we're currently doing in prisons. And that is providing meaningful employment in prison to female inmates.
Give us an example.
Okay. Currently, we are outsourcing contact center work and back office projects to female federal prisons. We have many advantages to that because we can offer onshore labor for Asian or offshore pricing, which is a very compelling offer to an
Wow.
employer who both A, wants to save money
Yeah.
and spend that money elsewhere investing in their company.
Yeah.
And second, and there's always the social responsibility part of companies
I was
as
going to
well.
say, it's giving back.
Yeah,
It
it's
can
giving
be a
back.
way of giving
back in a way that starts putting a business model and a contract with the offender in motion, because
Right.
Is that the kind of the stamp of approval then, almost, that the people get after they've been in prison? So now if someone's going to hire them, they know if they've been through Reentry180, they've been through a training program. Is that
that's
kind
right.
of the...
Yeah.
And you start looking around at this, and of course the meaningful employment part in prisons is something that's just wonderful to watch. That an offender who, for the first time in their lives, can send home money to help their children that they're separated from, or to stop the aging parents who are on Social Security trying to squeak out sending a little bit of cash every month. Tremendous amount of pride boost self-esteem.
Now, I do know that sometimes for short term, when people come out of jail, there are agencies to help them short term. But it seems like yours is more than short term. Even if they're done with the short term, they can perhaps work with you, because are you doing an 18-month program?
Yes. You know, first of all, I got into this as a business person's viewpoint by the outsourcing model, which is my background.
Okay.
And then when I got there, I started to see other problems that we could maybe work to solve. And when I started talking to the experts, psychologists or criminologists, I realized that, you know, the halfway house environment, that's a totally broken system in the United States. That's number one. Number two, you know, it takes a while to get somebody to stop doing things they've done in the past.
Break habits, right?
Hanging out with the wrong people, not having the right amount of money coming in to be able to afford to be independent. So we developed an 18-month program we call Pathway to Success that basically focused on all aspects of the whole person concept. Their health, whether it be spiritual or financial, the ongoing education piece, meaningful employment.
Is this
Very nice.
an upfront pay, everything up front, or is it a pay-as-you-go model?
Well, first of all, there's numerous government programs available, thanks to the Attorney General Eric Holder, who I think is just going to be wonderful at a lot of his initiatives, which are taking a hard stance on crime, and at the other hand, helping people who deserve to be helped as part of the Second Chance program. But it's not going to cost the individual, Kevin. The individual will not be paying. This is a combination of government and subsidized from the outsourcing revenue profits.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well,
yeah.
I just know is that, you know, in my industry, there's a preponderance of, you know, outsourcing different tasks to, you know, Philippines and India and China, and that is fine, but there are certain things and certain functions that you really need somebody who grew up speaking English to be able to do that. There's just certain nuances that it's not duplicatable across the board. So, you know, you really want to kind of start pushing internally.
Right, and we've lost a lot of jobs overseas. I used to be the guy that would have to defend this on airline flights to India and the Philippines because I helped start those industries.
Right.
And I still, everybody's kind of settled into their new niches. You go to India, and that's become a software you know, country, and you go to Philippines and you get your customer care. But there is anywhere between 200,000 and 2 million jobs that have been lost overseas, depending on whose statistic you look at. So,
are there any industries that are conducive for people coming through your program that you have close affiliations with?
As far as
you know, restaurant industry.
Yeah. I would say
we talk about the internet. You know, that might be some good opportunities
well,
there.
something maybe you can relate to. Direct response. Something maybe you can relate to as well. Customer care.
Sure.
We have found that we do stay away from the sales programs because there are some restrictions in what the inmates are allowed to do as far as what information they can gather, and basically cold calling to people over dinner selling magazines is out of the question.
We're collecting credit card information probably would not be good.
Well, actually, we have a way. We've got workarounds after a while of doing
that's
this.
Great.
And that is we can take the call, and then we can call relay or hot transfer that either to another person or into an automated billing system.
Right.
So, yes. I haven't met a warden, I haven't met a correctional staff member that doesn't truly want to see people succeed. And that's kind of admittedly a surprise to me going in.
That is surprising because, of course, all you ever see on TV or read about is all the other stuff and not... but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that really do deserve help, and I think that it's wonderful that you've provided that.
So we're focused on the outsourcing. That's a financial model that saves money for our clients and makes money for us. That's one. The second thing is when they complete their work in the prison, we'd work very hard to get them jobs, which we've already got some wonderful success stories of placing people.
So the criteria is kind of set in the prison. If they are acting appropriately and following guidelines there, you know that they will be able to at least take that out when they're released to follow your guidelines and stay within the parameters.
And to get the buy-in of the criminologists and correctional staff, we do go with their recommendations on who we allow in that program. We have moved this through to one last piece I'd like to share with you because, of course, I'd love your advice and input. But in the process of this, we identified a huge need. As I was doing the math for the reentry villages where people will work, house, and get support for 18 months, campus-like environment, families welcome. Right. All of a sudden, the financial guy said, hey, how many people will you employ in this 150-person place? And I said, good point, because we're also willing to take in seniors and people that are infirm. Well, I started to look around, and my God, if you want Exhibit A, go to the American Civil Liberties Union case study of more than 240,000 seniors incarcerated that would be eligible for release, but they're basically keeping them because they don't want to put them out. Well, that's estimated to go up to 400,000. So now, the business model is to open up senior affordable living housing for ex-offenders when they leave. Even 5% of the market, if we looked at that as our goal, is 10,000 rooms needed for seniors. And the government does subsidize that, like they would for any low-income senior, at the rate of a couple $1,000s a month. And the business model works out very well for a couple of people. One is, it costs $68,000 to incarcerate a senior person. And remember, senior in prison is over age 50 because you age by more than 10 years.
Being in prison.
So 50 or older is a lot of people. Well, what happens is the government, for a younger person, only spends $38,000 a year. So basically, the government's going to save $41,000 a year to take us up on the offer that we have facilities where they're only going to pay $27,000. So that's the model.
So,
Wow, that's really smart. You really,
savings,
yeah. I like.
So that's what I'm trying to tie together. But
have you put a prototype of this together yet? Your startup facility yet?
Yes. So we have, here's what's going on. We currently are outsourcing into a female prison on the 18-month program. That is still more of a vision and a goal about starting a year or so from now, but shades of it. For example, we are working very heavily to get anybody that's worked for us a job. And the third, though, that is right at the forefront is the senior housing, because there's such a big need for that.
Wow. So there's a lot of information.
Yeah, no,
So from 2 points, what's your nice advice?
A new industry, that I would say, and from a real estate standpoint, there's a real estate opportunity here with the facilities, right? So, I would look at focusing, maybe tying into a partner in that particular situation. There may be an existing facility that, for whatever reason, needs a redo in terms of its concept. A lot of these facilities that that are out there. So I would look for a partner in that particular case. In the years back, I was in the franchising licensing business, and I'm just thinking, all of those 4 things that you've done took how many years, right? How many years did it take to put all this together? 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, it was a couple of years.
Yeah. Okay. So, and the relationship with the prisons, that's critical. Dealing with the government, right? So, now that you've got that all in place, you maybe could do some licensing for people to be, kind of your partner in their local markets also.
That's a great idea.
You know what I mean?
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Because you've done the hard work, and now you need people to do execution in the local on the local levels.
That's right. And it is time to get the word out. We've spent a lot of time getting this ready. We've got a great partner in the business called M2 Corp out of Maitland. That's a 25-year-old organization that has a contract that can help us with that. And it's time to get the word out now.
We could go on and on because this is so interesting, but we do have to wrap
no
up.
problem.
But
well, thank you.
Excellent information and great insights that.
Oh, these are wonderful.
In your infomercial area, you actually tweaked your brain to wrap around what Reentry180 does, which is phenomenal. Impressive.
Yeah, that was very
and
good.
great information for him, Laura. Very impressive. Thank you for
Absolutely.
being here
Well,
on
thank
Game Plan.
you.
I think you got some great information to take your business to the next level, and it all happened right here on Game Plan.
It sure did, and I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being
Thank you
here.
very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank you.